Are you guys ready? Let's watch it.
January 21st, 2026. A Ukrainian FPV drone targeted a Russian soldier. The Russian soldier used a tree as cover to escape the drone, but he was still targeted by the drone. Many Russian soldiers in the same area tried to hide in forested areas.
Oh, he's shooting at the
They
drone.
became targets of drones one by one.
One by one, baby. Do you ever get tired of watching these? Because I don't. I know some of you do. I know it. But I just, it's always new stuff. It's not like I'm playing the same old video. This is like, comes out daily. It's so good. Anyway.
Though Russian soldiers desperately tried to escape the drones, none of them succeeded. You can see how FPV drone operators maneuver even in forested terrain. This truly requires a high level of expertise.
Butthole shot.
Look at the soldier
Wow.
standing motionless, thinking that standing still would prevent him from being detected.
It doesn't
by the
work
drone.
anymore.
This soldier still failed to achieve this.
Yeah.
So, is this standing still part of their
It doesn't
training
work.
for drone attacks?
Nope. Drone
If you look
attacks.
closely, you can see the soldier standing still. The soldier, who was trying to remain motionless in the trench to hide from the drones, was still detected.
Crazy.
These Russian trenches have now become death zones. Look at the Russian soldiers under attack in
You
the
know what's crazy about these trenches is that they kind of digged up themselves a hole for themselves. You know, stack them all up in there.
trenches. They are all in a truly desperate situation.
Poor bastards. Jesus, there's like 4 of them.
In these attacks, the helplessness of Russian soldiers on the front lines against drones is clearly evident.
Right.
Many Russian soldiers, wandering aimlessly along the thousands of kilometers of front line or walking alone towards Ukrainian positions, became targets of drones. These attacks, carried out in the Lyman and Sumy regions, killed more than 50 Russian soldiers in just 2 days.
How many? How many? 1 second.
Killed more than 50 Russian soldiers.
Right here.
Carried out in the Lyman and Sumy regions, killed more than 50 Russian soldiers in just 2 days.
Wow. That's in just like one little area, you know, and by one brigade or a squad of drones. I forget what they call them, but think about every single day, total, all across Ukraine. Probably like 1,000. 800 to 1,000 casualties a day for the Russians.
Russian soldiers struggling to advance in winter conditions
Man.
are targeted only by drones without encountering any Ukrainian soldiers. But why do Russian forces persist with this tactical advance? Russian soldiers, targeted
Wow.
without firing a single shot, are trying to fight under conditions of insufficient ammunition and harsh conditions. Now watch the attack unfold carefully.
Oh,
A Russian soldier luckily manages to escape a drone attack, but
He's
multiple
hurt.
drones are pursuing the Russian soldier. The soldier starts firing his weapon, but he fails to hit the drones coming at him.
the second
Even
one.
though the Russian soldier fired repeatedly, he still couldn't make an accurate shot. Look at the soldier. He started walking as if he didn't care about the drones. The kamikaze drone had already taken off. The rapidly advancing drone
He's looking
gradually
the other way.
approached the Russian soldier. With nowhere left to run, the soldier finally became the drone's
Good
target.
night.
The next target of the Ukrainian FPV drone is a Russian soldier wandering alone in the Pokrovsk region.
Yeah, what's new?
Unaware that he was being tracked by drones, the Russian soldier continued walking for a long time. He was seen making strange, unusual
He's doing his little death dance or something like that. Get all those spirits, you know,
movements. along the
unusual
way.
dance.
He left his bag and a lot of equipment on the ground and continued on his way. The fact that the Russian soldier even left his weapon behind shows how
Just
desperate
odd.
his situation was.
This is odd.
The next target of the Ukrainian FPV
What is
drone
that?
is a Russian soldier wandering alone in the Pokrovsk region.
No, he's
Unaware
sleeping.
that he was being tracked by drones, the Russian soldier continued walking for a long time. He was seen making strange, unusual movements along the way.
Good
He
morning!
left his bag and a lot of equipment on the ground.
His gun right here,
and
right
continued
there.
on his way. The fact that the Russian soldier even left his weapon behind shows how desperate his situation was. Russian soldiers now prefer very different hiding places. This is one of those places. An FPV drone is checking if there are Russian soldiers around the exploded armored vehicles. But why aren't Russian soldiers staying in the trenches anymore? Are Russian forces no longer building new trenches?
No, they can't. It's
A
cold.
hidden Russian soldier was
It's
detected
freezing.
shortly after.
Oh, peekaboo!
The soldier targeted by the drone was in such a bad position that he didn't even have enough time to escape.
Wow.
The Russian soldier targeted in the next attack was spotted in the Donetsk region. This is an area used by Russian soldiers to store fuel in the Donetsk region. The Russian soldier realized he was being tracked by reconnaissance drones
It's a little
and
too
immediately
late.
looked for a safe place to hide.
Too late by then.
However, there was nowhere to hide
There's
from
like
the drone
dog
here.
tracks everywhere.
The FPV drone
Yeah.
rapidly approached to attack. The Russian soldier chose a very poor hiding place. He hid in an area filled with fuel barrels.
What? Why? What an idiot! Is
The
it?
drone carrying
Oh
explosives
my
entered the
god,
area.
dude! Look at this. Holy shit! Oh man, I didn't know people that dumb existed. Holy shit!
Where the Russian soldier was located
Oh
and
my
detonated.
god! Oh, Jesus. Hey you, do you want to see the uncensored versions of my videos that I just can't show here on YouTube? Well, now you can. Head over to olegreacts.net and there you will get to experience raw footage videos with no blurs. The link is in the video description. Check it out right now at olegreacts.net.
2 Russian soldiers were spotted by Ukrainian forces. The soldiers, who appeared to be in good condition, were followed for a while.
Good
The
condition.
soldiers, who were followed to their hiding place, were immediately attacked. An FPV drone carrying high explosives was sent to the soldiers, who were seen hiding in the ruins.
That's wild.
Many Russian soldiers attempting to take up positions in the ruins in the same area were also targeted by the same attacks. Russian soldiers, who have now abandoned their trenches and prefer this type of hiding place, believe these locations are safer. However, these attacks show that this is not possible. This Russian soldier was spotted carrying a strange bag or sack-like object. Shortly thereafter,
It's a toilet that he
was
stole.
hit by a drone strike. By chance, the soldier survived the first attack and began to run, but he did not survive the second
The
drone.
gods of toilets saved him.
Soldier survived the first attack and began to run, but he did not survive the second drone strike.
Oof. Not that time.
A group of Russian soldiers was spotted advancing toward Ukrainian positions and came under attack from Ukrainian defenses. 2 drones launched an attack and struck 2 groups. No one from the Russian assault unit managed to escape.
Damn. Look at
Here,
that. 4,
the first drone successfully
5.
targeted the soldiers.
6, 7. Oh, oh, oh. That one had 2. Oh.
Now the second
One
drone
stone,
is
2
targeting the other
birds.
soldiers.
Three, 1 stone, 3
2 Russian
birds.
soldiers were walking in an open area along the road when they suddenly encountered a Ukrainian kamikaze drone. As the drone rapidly approached, the Russian soldiers didn't know what to do.
Nah.
Russian soldiers and military vehicles moving along a logistics route from the Donetsk region to the Pokrovsk region were ambushed by Ukrainian forces. The Russian soldiers ambushed on the road became targets for drones. Moreover, they took this risk despite knowing that this road was controlled by Ukrainian drones. The Russian forces' lack of planning is causing them to suffer heavy losses on the front lines. The Russian soldier abandoned his vehicle and immediately fled, but military vehicles always take priority. Therefore, the Russian military
that looks like a 19 World War II Jeep that America used in like the Vietnam or what are the other one? Well, actually, before even that, World War II, not Vietnam. Yeah, and like whatever in the Pacific.
Vehicle
My bad.
Was targeted and destroyed.
Ooh, Isaac. Old ones. There's like 50 years old, maybe more, 60, 70 years old.
An experienced Ukrainian FPV drone pilot spotted a camouflage structure.
Oh, you can see. He saw the net
to determine what it was. It was a Russian.
Did you see how he saw the net right there?
Experienced Ukrainian FPV drone pilot spotted a camouflage structure.
There's a net right here.
He immediately began reconnaissance to determine what it was. It was a Russian artillery piece.
It's all surrounded by net.
Managed to infiltrate artillery positions in the Donetsk region and began to neutralize them one by one.
Nice.
Weapons worth millions of dollars are being completely destroyed by $400 drones.
Hell yeah, brother.
That these drones are the most critical weapon on the front
that's
lines.
so good. So good.
But why are Russian forces leaving this equipment so defenseless?
They're retarded. That's why.
Russian forces are not bringing their new weapons to the front because they suspect they will lose them too. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, if they can't bring the new shit, the old shit's getting destroyed, so there's no point. You know? You're not going to win a war with old stuff. And if you're scared to bring your new stuff, that means you don't have that much new stuff left in your inventory. So then what's the point of holding the new stuff back? You're not going to use it in the first place. That's the good stuff right there. That one makes sense, doesn't it? Man, I love this. Yeah, go get them.
We have stated that military vehicles are the priority for Ukrainian forces. You might think that soldiers should be the target, but this is purely a tactical situation.
Huh, I had no idea.
Vehicles are always an easier target, and without military vehicles on the front lines,
they're stuck.
Soldiers are completely helpless and defenseless.
Right.
Without transportation on the front lines, Russian soldiers are completely isolated
and
try to hold their positions with insufficient ammunition and even insufficient food. That is why vehicles are always priority targets to be destroyed. The logistical damage inflicted continues to leave Russian forces in a very difficult situation on the front lines. Russian forces' wheeled artillery guns were detected in the Donetsk region by Ukrainian reconnaissance drones, and drones carrying high explosives were immediately dispatched to attack each one. Drone operators are targeting the barrel section of these artillery guns. This is because it is extremely difficult to repair artillery guns that sustain damage in this area.
Well, it's like cold, right? How are you gonna repair that? It's cold as hell. Then you gotta bring in more equipment to fix the broken equipment. And once you do that, you're gonna cause a lot of noise. And then these Ukrainian drones are gonna just, find you. Next thing you know, you're putting everybody else in danger. So yeah, I mean, you can't really repair those artillery systems once they're all messed up. Can't do it. That's a good thing.
I'd like to mention that your support, dear followers, by commenting on and liking our videos, gives us tremendous moral support.
Follow State 24.
Although the Donetsk and Pokrovsk front lines appear to be at an impasse on the map, behind the scenes, fatigue is real. Russia relies heavily on its Soviet-era stockpiles, but the quality of its equipment is declining. On the other hand, Ukraine is investing everything in local innovation, producing millions of drones annually to compensate for its
millions of drones annually. That means there's plenty of drones for this aggression, Russian aggression. All the military vehicles they can destroy. I mean, this is a good sign. They can produce so many drones a year. It's great.
lack of manpower. It's like racing against time.
Right.
Can technology overcome this stalemate before human losses become too high? The cost of this war is shifting from a battle for territory to a battle for survival.
Wild.
But please share your thoughts on the human factor in the comments. If vehicles can no longer survive on the modern battlefield, do you think we are returning to trench warfare where only infantry can defend? Or is the era of human soldiers coming to an end as drones take over the front lines?
I think, you guys, the era of human soldiers is coming to an end. Like, very, very slowly. The trench warfare is... in the modern military countries, trench warfare will probably... is not going to be prioritized as much because human lives cost. People in the Western countries, I'm talking like, Europe, Western Europe, United States, lives do matter. But for Russians and the Russian government, lives, it's cheap, It's like disposable cash. They don't care about their own people. So for them, it's easy to throw 100,000 Russian soldiers and then just send them to the meat grinder because they don't care about their people, So yeah, I think it's slowly going away, the trench warfare. And like he said earlier, the Ukrainians don't use soldiers as much for these situations. They would rather just use a drone that saves, you don't risk having your own soldiers die. So yeah, it's changing, and Russia is not learning, and we're okay with it. We're okay with Russia not, it's insanity. That's what it is. We're okay with it. How many more Russians will have to die before the Russian people can wake up back at home and say, hey, our own government is not treating us well. They haven't been treating us well for the last 50 years. What are we doing? And right now they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing, They can't, the government, every chance somebody in Russia stands up to the government, they get thrown in jail. But if everybody stands up all at once, then they can't really do anything. So that's my take on it.